it's just begun raining, and I'm hoping that, well, not just raining, it has begun storming. My hope is that I will be able to get back without too much trouble. If we kill some enemies, so be it. It is only like, it's 9 a.m., so we don't need really to stop in Caldera. We can make it back easily. We are completely full of encumbrance, but that's okay. We have potions to sell back when we get home, and we can sell some of our arrows that have become less than useful. There's Arkingtham, the old ruin that we visited. You know, this path is coming to be quite familiar to me, and it almost feels safe. Almost. I know that it is most certainly not safe. There is not really a safe place in Vardenfell. You will find danger wherever you go. Danger can, of course, manifest itself in many forms, but
How does the day greet you, friend?
at any rate, the fact that I feel comfortable enough to just steamroll through here speaks to my increase in ability and confidence. Speaking of ability, let's check in on the leveling here. How are we doing? So obviously we're at level 4. We're at 8 out of 10 on an increase, with ×2 on everything, which is not what I wanted to see. Not at all what I wanted to see. But I think we're doing pretty well for ourselves at the moment. We can we can do more alchemy, make more money, and raise our intelligence to ×5. And then also in the same vein, we can use that money to take more spear training to get our endurance at ×5 again. And maybe I'll be able to go through the process on camera this time. Perhaps. We'll see. Right, here's the familiar left-hand turn that we make. Let's see what is off in this direction. So, oh shit, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, Nick's Hound. I need my fatigue back. There we go. That does a lot of thrust damage. I don't know. There we go. We cannot take that. We physically cannot. So Ghostgate and Balmora are that way. Pelagiad's that way. Mount Kand and Molag Mar are that way. I presume that it sort of follows this little light bit and then gets to there. So I'm only going to assume that Molag Mar is right there. And then here, Suran is that way along here. So I'm going to presume it's maybe here at like the mouth of this Like the Molagmar, you can like ship things up this river maybe, I don't know. Hey, maybe we'll do some exploring. Maybe I've had enough of the structured errand boy lifestyle for a few days, and maybe I'll go just explore. Alright. This storm is really coming down, which is obnoxious, but we'll deal with it. Not really that big a deal. It seems like it's calmed down significantly, which is a good thing. It seems like it's just rain at this point, and maybe by the time we get into Balmora, it'll be gone. Well, it's gone right now. There we go. See, folks, all you gotta do is complain about the rain, and it'll stop. Use that tip in real life. That's definitely how it works. 100%. Don't fact check me on that. Just take my word for it. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a genius. Alright. And here we are once again in the beautiful city of Balmora, with its earthenwork architecture. I want to see what other Clawloose cities look like, if they are the same sort of Adobe style, or if maybe this is just a Balmora thing. Maybe more cities look like Vivek. I don't know. Well, only one way to find out, and that's to go visit it. Where were we going? That's right, we're going to the Mages Guild. To the orc lady who needs the skull to do a bit of casual necromancy or something. Yeah, the things you can only talk about with outsiders. Because if she asked a Vardenfeld Dunmer to go do this, she'd get reported to the secret police and then immediately arrested and hanged or something. Alright. Answer my questions of the cult. So, this Ashlander cult believes the long-dead hero Nerevar will be reborn to honor ancient promises to the tribes. According to legend, the prophesied Nerevarine will cast down the false gods of the Tribunal Temple, restore the traditional ancestor worship practiced by the Ashlanders, and drive all Outlanders from Morrowind. Both Temple and Empire outlaw the cult, but it persists among the Ashlanders who care little for Imperial or Temple law. Here, take this copy of my notes on the topic for Caius. Thank you.
Citizen.
Okay. So, let us then... Let's take a look at this. Alright, there's a lot of notes here. Let's take a look at them. Alright. So, the Nerevarine Cults. This Ashlander religious cult follows prophecies of a Nerevar reborn, to honor ancient promises to the tribes, to re-establish the traditions of the prophet Veloth, to cast down the false gods of the Tribunal Temple, and to drive all outlanders from Morrowind. Both Temple and Empire outlaw the cult, but it persists among the Ashlanders, despite Imperial and Temple repression. Because it is persecuted, it remains a secret cult, and it is hard to judge how widespread it is among the Ashlanders, or whether it has any following outside the Ashlander tribes. The Nerevarine. The Ashlanders firmly believe that Nerevar will return to restore the glories of ancient Rezdan. Morrowind was called Rezdan before the Imperial occupation. The Ashlanders say the great houses in the temple have abandoned the pure teachings of the prophet Veloth, forsaking ancestor worship for the false gods of the tribunal, and embracing the comforts of civilization that corrupted the High Elves. The temple, on the other hand, venerates Saint Nerevar, but rejects the disgusting notion that a false incarnate will walk the earth like a ghoul. Nerevar. The temple honors Saint Nerevar as the greatest Dunmer general, first counselor and companion of Vivek, Almalexia, and Sothasil, who united the Dunmer houses to destroy the evil Dwemer, the treacherous House Dagoth, and their western allies at Red Mountain. But the Ashlanders say Nerevar promised to honor the ancient spirits in the tribal law, and that he will come again to honor that promise. To the Ashlanders, this means destroying the false temple and driving the Imperial invaders from the land. Nerevarine Prophecies. Dream visions and prophecies are a respected tradition in Ashlander culture. Their wise women and shamans take careful note of dreams and visions, and pass on the tribe's legacies of vision and prophecy to their successors. By contrast, the temple and the Western faiths are suspicious of mysticism, and they regard interpretation of dreams and visions as primitive superstition. The most common version of the Nerevarine prophecy is the Stranger. The verses are obscure, as are most prophecies, but two observations are in order. First, many less well-informed scholars assume that the phrase "journeyed far 'neath moon and star" is just a cliché to suggest a very long journey. But the Nerevar of legend was known to possess a magical ring named One Clan Under Moon and Star, upon which Nerevar is supposed to have sworn his promise to honor ancient Ashlander traditions and land rights. Second, the reference to 7 curses must certainly refer to the lost prophetic verses known to the Ashlanders as the 7 curses. The Stranger. When earth is sundered and skies choked black, and sleepers serve the 7 curses, to the hearth there comes a stranger, journeyed far 'neath moon and star. Though stark-born to sire uncertain, his aspect marks his certain fate. Wicked stalk him, righteous curse him, prophets speak, but all deny. Many trials make manifest the stranger's fate, the curse's bane. Many touchstones try the stranger, many fall, but one remains. Lost Prophecies. Ashlander elders complain of prophecies which have been lost to tribal memory due to the carelessness or ineptitude of earlier generations of wise women in Ashkans. Suspicious scholars wonder whether these prophecies might have been deliberately forgotten or suppressed. 3 Nerevarine prophecies in particular are said to have been lost. First, the Lost Prophecies. Second, the 7 Curses. And third, 7 Visions of 7 Trials of the Incarnate. Perhaps these lost prophecies will someday be found, either in forgotten accounts written by literate travelers, or in the memories of isolated Ashlanders, or in the secret traditions of the wise women and shamans. Well, that certainly provides a lot of context as to what we are doing here. So, as I now understand it, we are to have some part in this prophecy. Caius did mention, as I said a while back, that there's no point in playing a part in history if you're ignorant of it. So, I am therefore inferring that we are playing a part in some of these prophecies, whether we are finding out some of the lost prophecies or what, I don't know. We'll get there when we get there.
Greetings. What shall we talk about?
Well, I have notes from the orc woman, so let's discuss orders. These are Sharn's notes on the Nerevarine Cult. Excellent. I'm promoting you to Blade's Apprentice, Thorinus. I'd like some time to think how this fits in with the Emperor's plans for you. So if you'd like to get in a little freelance adventuring, go ahead. But whenever you're ready, I'll have new orders for you. Lovely. So let's get out and do things. Where shall we go first? We have options available to us. I think what I would like to do is journey over to one of the towns. So let us go to Soran, I believe. That's one I think is around down here somewhere, along this inland coastal path. What time is it? It's 1 p.m., so I think we'll have plenty of time to get in before dusk. So, we're completely encumbered. Let's sell some things before we get on the road. We have some potions to sell. Some of the ones that I think stole are going to be worth something. And by something, I mean it'll be good to get them out of my inventory. Like this potion's terrible. It weighs 1.5 and it does fire resist 5% for 8 seconds. That's just not good. Chameleon 5% for 8 seconds. Again, this is just not worth it for me. Bargain Rising Force Potion, we're going to keep that because I don't have Levitate. This Cure Common Disease Potion that I created, I'm not worried about going without it, considering I have an innate 75% disease resistance. So we will sell that. This Cure Poison, Restore Willpower, we'll keep that. Potion of Cure Common Disease, we'll get rid of that. Potion of Dispel, that's not really worth it to me. Okay. I believe then that we are good. Now let's sell this book. You don't buy books. The guy downstairs buys books, so I'll sell that to him. Down there. We still need to get rid of some items. The Dagger of Judgment is really good. We don't need this Fireblade. I think this is good for now. We'll make that sale. And then we'll sell the book to
Today's
the
your lucky day.
person behind the
Let's hear it.
behind the bar downstairs. My fatigue is too low to jump up on this table like normal. I can't get through there. There we go.
Yes, stranger?
I'm not a stranger.
Our sugar is yours, friend.
Alright, hello sir. Please, I'd like to sell you this book, The Buying Game. We take it for 62? 61. We'll take it for 60 though. You'll take it for 59. Okay. Acceptable. I have low fatigue at the moment. Alright. You purring at me?
Of course. What may I do for you?
Of course. You know what you can do for me? Let me go. Let me get through. Thank you.
You've got the better of me. So go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, that's lighten the load a good amount. So let's find the nice, honorable town of Saran. At least from my understanding, the majority of the south of Morrowind is controlled by 3 groups. Or not Morrowind, sorry, Vardenfell. The majority of this area in here, the southwest, we've got the Imperials, we've got the Temple, and we've got House Lalu. Balmora is House Lalu, as we've established before. Satanine is Imperial, as is Pelagiad and Caldera. Vivek belongs to the Temple, I think. So I can only assume that Saran is run by one of those 3 groups. And the thing is, I'm hopeful that just because I am not really a member of either 3 of those groups, that there will still be, you know, things for me to do in town. Because if it turns out that it's just like a glorified, like, plantation for some Hlalu big boy, that'll be upsetting. And if it's just some random little tiny Imperial settlement, even smaller than Pelagiad, that's also going to make me not super happy. But I think there's always things going on in a city that's run by the Temple. Maybe it just happens that Vivek is just absolutely bonkers all of the time with things going on constantly. Hopefully that isn't necessarily the case. But I don't know. Let's load up the Demon Tonto spell. Because we will be soon reaching uncharted territory. Someplace that we have certainly never been to before. Right along here. So far we've stuck to the paths between Vivek and Caldera, and this is the first time we will be making a true deviation off of this sort of general line. Well, I suppose Hlot Wad was kind of that. And we did have to, trek through the wilderness to get there, but I digress. This is the crossroads we're looking for. Now it is storming now that we're back here. Saran. That is what we're looking for. There's a Qualma Forger. Let's get him. I'm not going to use... Actually, no, there's no point in charging it is just such a non-issue that there's really no point in it using the regular part of the Tonto. I do not see a purpose. Stone flower. We'll take this. Do some flower picking. There's a Nyx hound here. With the dagger, we take it out without much trouble. The only trouble we're getting is the fact that the lightning is just unbelievably loud. And annoying to boot. I can deal with loud. I can deal with annoying. Loud and annoying, that's a no-go. And see, look, we're already back at 28 out of 30, and I cast that like a minute and a half ago. Unless I'm going like constantly through like a 10-phase fight, I'm just not gonna run out of charge on that thing. Which is great.